I felt like
Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew with Family's Everything.
until it's not. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Aunt. How are
How
you?
are you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing
That's
well.
good. Another week. This was episode 5 of Salt Lake. It seems like it
Woo-hoo!
just started and we're
It
already
did,
like
but no,
5
no,
weeks
no.
in.
It
This
seems
is
like it's been going on for 10.
it does? Oh,
Yes.
I seem like
They've
I
already
feel
gone
like
on a trip
oh
to
yeah, they did go to
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. We had
Come
the
on.
champagne and
These
beers.
women
I
bring it.
know. Um, okay. All right. Where do we start on this?
You
Because there's
start. You
some
tell me,
really
girlfriend.
super heavy stuff, and then there's light stuff, in terms of um uh, Henry is addicted to video games, but I think that's very common for that age group, isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just being a typical boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but let's get over the heavy stuff first. I thought this was a very heavy episode for
Okay.
Bronwyn.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And
I
how it
like
all
Bronwyn.
went down, how it all went. I liked her on Watch What Happens Live. She was on Watch What Happens Live this week. Did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
it? Anybody who saw her? She had these massive chandelier earrings with this chandelier dress. And the woman she was with, I have no idea who the other woman was.
She's funny.
Yeah, she's the
She's a
comedian.
comedian.
Yeah. And they were like, is that costume or couture? And then she said who the chandelier earrings were
Yeah, they are
by.
couture.
And they were like, and even the woman went, oh, yeah, that's not costume, that's couture. But she can pull it off
She
because I
can.
think she's she does kind of have like a costume character. I
She's
mean, a
amazing. I love
cartoon
Bronwyn.
character.
Bronwyn's one of the best castings in a very long time.
Yeah, but she does sort of have a cartoon character
Yeah,
uh bit to her,
a little bit. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, so she can wear these cartoonish
I guess
fashion. I will say it's fashion, it's couture, but it's a little bit cartoonish. But even if you look at a runway in Paris, a
it's a
lot of
little
times
cartoonish.
it goes. It's
Yeah,
avant-garde and stuff.
yeah.
She's very avant-garde. I think that's
Yes,
the word for her.
totally. Chic c'est la vie.
Now how that all came down, that Lisa
Mm.
knew
Oh,
the
yeah, that doesn't seem
grandparents
very
and
random.
everything. But either way, first of all, I felt for her when she said, because I feel the same way, except I wasn't a 19 years old. I was married. The greatest accomplishment of my life is my child.
Yes,
Everything else pales in comparison to it. And so when she said how anybody wouldn't want to be part of Gwen's life, it just blew her away because she was made because of the Mormons, because of the religious
mm.
aspect of her upbringing, that she was made to feel so terrible that she got herself pregnant.
This is how I felt when I got my dog. And she's the most proud thing in my life, too.
Yeah. And that
Everyone was
people,
like, you shouldn't have got a dog. Too
that all these
irresponsible.
people would hate on her and be like, oh, she's trash.
Same.
And she just had a baby and she
Exactly.
raised it. And I really felt for her in that
Yeah,
moment
totally.
because it is her greatest accomplishment, that child. And she did a brave thing. It would have been, that's a whole other subject. But it was interesting to me. It was very
Totally.
interesting. And I
Absolutely.
thought, but I will say this. I did think that Gwen didn't need that on TV. It's her first season.
Now, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What if Lisa Barlow was having an affair on John Barlow with the guy that died?
How long has she been married to John? Well, I mean, Jack is 19 or so.
Yeah.
So this guy's 18. Well, I don't know. It seemed like it was Lisa was friends with the mom,
You never
the
know.
father.
How's she
Oh my
friends with the
God,
mother or
that's
the father?
rumors and nastiness. That's
Or if we're in the
rumors.
OC and we're talking about Travis, the rumors and the flaccidness
Nastiness.
and the
I don't know.
flaccidness.
I just thought though, for the first season you're on a show, 5th episode, I thought that was too deep of a conversation to have on TV.
But I liked her daughter. Her daughter's fine.
I did. I liked
normal,
it.
normal.
And I liked the way the mother, I liked the way that Bronwyn handled it with her and
Yeah,
everything.
it was real.
I
It
was
was
fine
real. It
with it.
wasn't
Was
fabricated.
real. I just thought it was a little soon for a
Yeah.
reality show. And they did say that we're going to see this play out a little bit. I thought the
Ooh.
girl was very mature about it, Gwen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Very much, way, way over her age.
Way more mature than Alexis Bellino.
Old soul. And the father is dead.
Yeah,
Died when she was 2.
I know.
Weird. That's crazy. I love about Salt Lake is you just go skiing in the middle of the day and it's
I
like,
love that too.
yeah, I mean, like amazing that
However,
way.
Whitney, like snowboarding, I don't know. I'm starting to like feel that Whitney is not going to be on Salt Lake next year.
I would see that. I could understand
I'm
that.
starting to see it. It's like dominoes. It's like falling, 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 falling. Like I just see it all
Mm.
crumbling.
Yeah,
Imagine
I
like a
know what you
big
mean.
maze of dominoes. And at the beginning of the season, Whitney just pressed one. And as the season's going,
Boom,
everything's
boom, boom,
just
boom, 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 boom,
falling
boom, boom,
down.
boom. Yeah, I can see
Boom.
that too. Okay. Something else heavy.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
level of what's the word I'm looking for?
talking about Mary Cosby and her son.
Yeah, yeah.
He's fucking on drugs.
He's high as a kite in
Yes,
that scene. His
absolutely.
level of, I want to say intoxication, but you don't say intoxication when you're on drugs,
So
right?
here's the deal. I don't think that he was it that seemed
He
like
was
it was
under the influence. How like that?
or he was coming off of a bender, right? Like so what I'm thinking is that it seemed like it was still like daylight earlier in the day. Maybe Mary's going out for the day. Maybe he was up really late doing drugs, went and crashed for a couple hours. Then the cameras are there. She wakes him up. He comes out of the bedroom. It looked like he was, I'm not going to say it's hungover per se, but it's still like under the influence. And what I'll say is that
He was
I
under, yeah,
texted you this separately.
yeah.
I don't think it's cocaine. I'm not saying he hasn't done cocaine. I think he might use cocaine when he's tired or feeling down, but I think it was more, I think there's more there, maybe crack, crystal meth,
Oh,
heroin, something. He was
yeah.
too like, there was this like true like
Well, he's
high.
chill anyways, though. Remember
Listen, I'm
that.
going to say something that's going to make you feel uncomfortable, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Oh no, don't.
You've
I don't
seen me
want.
under the influence of drugs. Everyone has. Back when I used to
Okay,
use
okay.
drugs.
I didn't know
But
it
my
though.
eyes didn't, of course you didn't notice. No one did. No, or no one knew it. But
Right
my eyes were never rolling back in my head
back.
like that, or
He's rolling back.
you
Yeah.
guys would have been like, what's
No,
wrong
his
with you?
eyes were totally
So what
rolled
I'm
back in
saying
his
is that
head.
the drug you would have seen me under the influence of was cocaine. And what cocaine does is that it keeps you very much like you could be drunk, but it's going to keep you moving and grooving and you're not going to really act like it. Now you're going to be
Okay.
mushy inside, but physically you're going. He looked like he was like it really was like something, a chemical imbalance really going on inside of him where his insides were still high, like his eyes
Mm.
rolled back. Like it's more someone you'd see on the street, like needing to go to a meth clinic to get, like he was.
Okay. So you think
Yeah,
he's on? You think he's or a combination? Well, he
a little
he
bit of a
went to
combination, but I
now.
have to say,
I don't want to
bravo.
talk about Robert in a bad way, except
No,
that
no, no.
Robert
This is
is
all.
first of all an adult. Let's say that
Yeah,
he is 2021, and 2, he's on the show, and 3, he is in rehab right
yeah.
now
Oh, and
for
that's what I want to
fentanyl.
say. I
He
want to
said
give
fentanyl,
Bravo a lot of
cocaine, and
credit.
something else.
I
Yeah,
want to give Bravo a lot of credit. Two things I've noticed here. I believe that the reason why Mary came out about her son being in rehab last week was because Bravo told her this was going to be airing this week.
agree.
And I give Bravo a lot of credit for letting Mary tell her story with her son, for it kind of
Mhm.
getting ahead of it and protecting it
Right,
a little bit.
a
Because
little.
everything that we see now, because I think for a while they liked that dramatic boom in the show.
Yeah,
But I think that they learned with Scandival, which we all knew was going to happen, that you
right.
can still catch the audience and it can still be like, whoa,
Yeah.
even if you know there's a problem. Because when you're looking for it, it actually makes it a little bit more of a conversation on social media and more exciting
Okay.
because
Yeah.
you're looking for hints. So, for example, if we didn't know that he was in rehab, I maybe wouldn't have seen his eyes rolling back as much as I did right
Yeah.
off the
Right.
bat.
Well, I
Right.
noticed he was high as a kite immediately.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now I don't want to be snarky and I don't want to
It's not
belittle
snarky. He's
Roberts.
in rehab. I give him so much
I
credit. I hope he
understand that, but
gets
I don't want to
well.
belittle Robert's problem. But you know what? I might have to get high if it said Robert Jr. over my door too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if it said Robert, it was like, you want to go behind door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. I mean, it's like he didn't know which rooms is, so it has a Robert Jr. over it. Is there a
I
door that
think that
says
that was
Robert
like a
Sr.?
tacky Mary decoration. We all remember what her like house looks like, the decor. I
I
mean,
get that, but he's a grown man. Take Robert Jr. down over his door.
that's a different story.
I mean,
Maybe
I'm
how about
just saying.
move out? How about get your own place and
No,
get a
he can't
job?
move. If he moved out, he'll be on the street on Skid Row.
Well, of course.
I see that okay. So here's the question. Do you believe when she's talking in her sit downs that she knows her son is high? Do you think she's aware of it, or is she oblivious? Like some people are oblivious about their children's
She said
drug.
it in her interview a little bit.
Well, she said that he didn't need a job because he wouldn't put his best foot forward at
But
this
also
time.
she was mentioning like the things he does or the things you do or
Yeah, she was dancing around it.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of felt, but he was high and he needed $20.
I know that's sad. But what's next? What did you got?
Okay. And next was I laughed hysterically when Angie drove up to Mary's house and said, "Your charity awaits."
That was a Freudian slip. Do you think that one of the reasons why they're friends is because she does a lot for Mary?
Oh, your charity. Oh. So do you think that was Freudian or planned?
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? If that was shade, it was good shade.
Great shade.
Yeah, I didn't even
And
think
if she
about
didn't
that.
mean
Thanks for
to,
bringing that
it's funny
up.
now.
Yeah, it is funny. Now, that is funny. Now I'm thinking about that.
Andy
Okay,
Cohen, you're welcome. Good content for the reunion.
Lisa, I understand Lisa being upset at people who know her saying she's all of a sudden a frog came in my throat.
All
A
of a sudden,
bad
you're
mom.
Luann Delasups.
I know. Oh, money can't buy me class. So I get Lisa saying that I have to hear from strangers all day on social media because I'm a public figure, because I'm on this show, because my DMs are open, because I
Yeah.
take your
The whole
content,
what she
that I'm
signed
a
up for.
horrible, terrible person. She gets that. She's accepted that. But when your own circle says you're a horrible mother, I can get being upset by that. That
Okay,
I
but what
do
she
get.
said to Angie was just as
It's
bad.
worse. And yeah, it was just as bad. Yeah, just as bad.
So let's see
And
what
you know
happens with
what?
them.
We can see what's going on that now they're all talking to podcasters too. And we've seen previews for the season.
Bring us on.
Call us. We'll
You
be
want
your
for
snark.
free.
I know we don't even need to get just some publicity for the podcast.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It was Adam's podcast, and they and when they were on the phone, did he say this? Was it somebody who has a beauty spa? Is it somebody who's got a jewelry line? Is it somebody with the liquor? Yeah, it's the liquor.
Yeah.
So it's Lisa, but I don't trust any of that. I think that's all. Anybody can say anything. I could tell you that it was somebody with the liquor too.
Yeah.
And probably the person you want to point the fingers to is who you're going to accuse.
Yes.
So I think, though, we see previews for later in the season of you did this to us, you did this to us. It should be very interesting to see who that person is because we've seen it in the previews.
Oh, and the videotaping and all that.
Yeah. So I
Whitney.
think we're seeing the seeds right
Dominoes.
now. Oh, it could
Dominoes.
be. It should be interesting. I actually think it might be Angie. We'll see.
Maybe.
I don't know. Okay, so Jared
Oh.
and Brittany. Now, Brittany is a hot mess.
Yeah, she's already my mess of the episode, I'm telling you.
Oh my, she's a hot mess, but you know what? I am here for the train wreck.
Oh yes,
I
100%.
love it. I'm telling you. Now,
she's blaming Lisa Barlow, but in that car, we all know she was like, yeah, do what you got to say to him. Oh, she loved being the victim, loved crying, loved it all.
But not only that, that's a typical. I was talking to somebody this week whose husband made a huge financial boo-boo.
Oh, he sold a Bitcoin?
a dumb.
Did he
dumb
sell their
move.
Bitcoin?
No, he just made a dumb move. And she's blaming everybody else for it, not her husband. And it's just like, no, your husband did a bad move. Like, Jared, and Brittany, you did a bad thing. Just
You
own it.
shouldn't have let your friends look at the texts.
But you did a bad thing by not right. But
Yeah.
you can't blame your friends. Just like my
No.
girlfriend, she's blaming everybody else but her husband for being a jerk.
Yeah.
Jared's still a jerk,
Yes.
but she shouldn't have had them out there either.
Exactly.
She's too desperate, this woman.
Ugh.
She's the typical, she's just a
Ugh.
mess, but I
Ugh.
love it. But I hate her. She is the type of woman who she's so needy.
Ugh.
Oh, she's just like
Horrible.
exhaustingly needy. But I gotta say about Jared, if there is a Salt Lake Community Theater production of The Greatest Showman,
Oh,
he's
yes.
it. He's it. I can see him now in the middle of the ring. I'm
Yeah,
always surprised they didn't make a musical out of The Greatest Showman. Don't you think it
think
would have
they
been
are.
great? I think it would have been great on Broadway, The Greatest Showman as a musical.
Yeah, well,
The
I think
songs
they
are so good and everything. But I'm going to tell you,
Who's your mess?
no, I'm not done.
Well, hurry up.
Well, no, I'm going to keep on talking.
Who
I
else?
love when they went no, I want to talk about the zip lining. How can
Have
we
you ever
miss?
have you ever gone zip lining on a Disney
No,
cruise?
and I never went. When Mary calls me, like everywhere I go zip lining. I even went on a Disney cruise. I just thought that was the funniest thing
Maybe
ever.
she's thinking of the pirates that snuck into her room through the
I
window.
think she's singing zippity doo dah, zippity day, and she confused it for a zip line.
Maybe.
I'm just telling you. But they get up there because who is white? We're gonna go up trekking in the mountains of Salt Lake. Let me wear white like
What do you think's
Mary
worse, to wear
Cosby.
white trekking the mountains of Salt Lake, or going back to season 2 of Roni back in the day? Who wears ivory to a wedding?
I know. No, it was too. Who wears Ivy? No, it was it Ivy to a wedding or you wear?
It was Ramona. Ramona was complaining about, or Ramona wore ivory to the wedding. And then Ramona was, or Jill Zarin was complaining about her at the pool party, or at the, not the pool party, at the celebration of life or whatever. And then Cindy Barshop's sister-in-law was now dating the guy or whatever. And Ramona's like, that's disgusting. She's wearing a dead man's coat or something like that. It was so great.
Oh, there was also something with Jill. Jill's parents still alive?
Yes, of course.
Okay, well, Jill's mom had sent something like a never wear something to a Shabbat on
I don't
Christmas
remember.
Day or something.
Never bring
It's
Ramona to a Shabbat. That's
oh
what-
my God. Okay. First of all, I'm over charcuterie boards. I just want to
Okay.
say that. No more charcuterie boards. Once an episode, every single
I'm bringing one next weekend to
franchise.
the parade.
Okay, bring one to the parade. Every single episode of every single franchise, a charcuterie board comes out. So this week we had a tailgating charcuterie board, but they zip lined and everything. Ooh, I would have been screaming too. I would have my eyes closed. I wouldn't look.
Oh.
And why did Heather have lumps of coal on her face the whole time? Everybody
know.
else was touched up, but she just decided to sit there with lumps of coal on her face and have a
Because she's
little
real.
Chardonnay.
I know her and her
if it
natural weight
was-
loss.
No. Oh, you know what else was great? We didn't talk about is how they saw Georgia at the dance class, right?
Oh, yes.
And then
Georgia.
Mary Cosby is so funny when she's like, "Oh, the wind blew her to me." When
Oh,
Lisa
yes.
kept on saying to her, "Where'd you see Georgia? Where'd you see Georgia? Where'd you see Georgia?" Oh, the wind blew her to me,
Mm.
and she was blown to me from the wind, and I blew to her by the wind. Mary Cosby, say what you want, she's fast on her feet that way.
Oh, of course she is.
Oh yeah, very, very smart. And but I couldn't understand why she didn't want Lisa to know. I mean, like, just say, Lisa, we're friends. We went hip hop in.
They're not. Yeah, but this is the thing of how you know Mary's transformation is real, because you're still seeing old Mary. She still gets a little close-lipped. She still gets a little attitude.
Oh, okay.
It's coming
Okay, I
through a
get
little
that.
bit. She's trying though. So who's your
Okay.
mess?
Oh, Brittany.
Oh yeah, terminal mess.
Yeah, terminal mess, and I'm here for it all
Totally.
the time.
Well, we'll have to see what keeps happening.
Yeah,
And
follow us on social media.
Follow
at
us on social. And if you
Andrew.
want to meet us, we'll be at the Woburn Halloween Parade next weekend on Main Street, Woburn, Massachusetts. You come and you find us. We'll be sitting there. We'll take photos. And Tell us if you got any
Very,
Halloween
very shows
festivities
up,
in
will
your
we?
backyard.
Yeah, let's
We'll
hear
promote
about
them
what you're
for you
doing.
next week. So tell us, we'll promote it for your town. Let us
All
know.
right. See
Bye.
you.